All right, friends, it's T-Mon. We back again with guess who? Our favorite influencer, Jason Blaha, fitness influencer, the gym lifting bomba clot slave man. Yeah. All right, we're gonna review this video this morning. Let's see what Jason has to say. Jason Blaha says, Dad bod transformations, how I coach this demographic. Well, I'd love to know that, man. Powerlifter gone transformation. Dad bod to daddy bod, yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals.
It sure is. Drinking that Kool-Aid again.
Let me get a sip of my water first.
You know, it's funny. That's the stuff that we used to drink when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we used to drink Kool-Aid. Remember those old Kool-Aid commercials back in the day? Kool-Aid would be like running through this fence or something. Man, that was a popular drink, Kool-Aid. It was cheap. It was cheap back then. They don't have a lot of stuff in the stores back then when I was growing up. They just started getting more and more over time, and imports and things. But yeah, Kool-Aid was one of those drinks. You know, you'd throw the Kool-Aid pack in there. You didn't know it was like a nuclear bomb you were throwing in a pitcher, and then you just throw in some sugar and water with it. Yeah, it didn't even come with the sugar, man. It was just like some weird powder shit.
Get my radio voice going and let's talk about this. All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the strategies I use as a coach for my dad bod transformations. All right, because that is something I do more and more of these days. I do help middle-aged men. Sometimes, obviously, they have a base. They've already been training. Almost always, they've been training a while. Help them transform their physique. The issue we have, though, is that oftentimes, again, the dad bod guy, there's typical dad.
The dad bod transformation physique. Man, Jason is so delusional at this point, man. I don't know, like powerlifter turned like body transformation dude. What? And he's gonna tell you, I have a lot of experience now. I started doing all these weird lifts and I lost 100 pounds. Again, like people have written me, huh, Jason put on 100 pounds and he's an expert now taking it off. Oh, he put on 100, took off 100. Okay. I don't know, man. It's whatever.
Lifestyle. They're usually busy, right? They have a lot of work they have to get done. They have to have time with the kids. They've got to do all these things, and they're not.
With the kids, the people that are married with kids, you think they have time for gyms and looking good and all that? I mean, even me, I have kids. I had to take care of them and do a bunch of stuff. Couldn't be like paying attention all the time doing that stuff. You know what I mean? It's complicated, but yeah, I'm just saying it's people married couples, especially married couples with kids and everything, and going to work and all that. I don't think they need to go to a gym. What do they need to go there for? You're gonna say, Jason's going to say, well, they need to transform their body. Why do they need to transform it? If they're eating a healthy diet, if they're eating their natural diet, they don't need to do fuck all. The truth is.
25 anymore. Okay? So they have careers, they have kids, they are oftentimes aging a little bit. And we all know training, recovery, body fat, all these things are different. Once you start hitting about
Training and body fat, he makes it sound like this is so, like, it's so important. Look, man, anything you want to get good at in this world, your body gives you a kind of an adaptation to whatever it is you're doing there, whether it's running down the street repetitively. If you run repetitively, whether it's short, long distance, you're going to get some damage. Your body's going to calibrate. Architecturally, it's going to calibrate those muscles, and through muscle damage, you're going to get better at running. That's what's going to happen. Now, if you want to max out those adaptations in running to get even faster, you have to do very specific mechanical things to get more adaptations. You need to max out these adaptations in running. So you need to think about what will max them out. See what I mean? There's a decline in running that could help max them out. The more declines you do, the more maxing out you'll get in these adaptations. but eventually they'll max out. You'll max out on them. You can only go so steep running downhill. Then there's some box jumps you could do, repetitive box jumping, jumping to the ground. And a few other things. The gym, you can add the gym in there and a bunch of, yeah, a couple other things. There's not a whole lot.
35, stuff starts to change. And I'm saying that as a 47-year-old lifter. Things start to change. And I'm not saying it's impossible when you...
Things start to change, yeah. If you go to a gym and you do a bunch of light weights, okay, let's say you already have a good, I don't know, you got some muscle already on your body anyways, whatever. You want to look good. Just do a bunch of light weight. That's it. And be strict with diet. Be a carnivore diet. Yeah, and water.
You say that, you get people who are like, you're saying no one over that age achieves amazing results. That's not what I said at all. I just said it's different.
It depends on how disciplined the person is to achieve the results that they want. You know what I mean? Most people, they falter. They can't be 100% in their diet and 100% of their lifting in the gym. So it's going to take them a little bit longer for a good majority of people. I'm not perfect myself. I could do it rapidly, but yet it's still going to take me a little bit more time than usual because I'm not going to do everything perfect, man. It's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. To look conditioned. Here's the thing. Wesley Vissers just won the classic, Arnold Classic. I always knew I always talked about him on my old channel, Wesley Vissers. Everybody put him down. Even Coach Greg put down Wesley Vissers, said he was like, I don't know, narcissistic. So he said so many bad things about him. And now he's like, oh, Wesley Vissers won. It was the upset. I'm surprised and all that. I was never surprised. I kept writing on Wesley Vissers' channel telling him, you need to focus on condition. I hammered him since COVID. Remember, I made those videos on my old channel. I hammered him about conditioning, and people would write me nasty things and stuff because I kept trying to help Wesley Vissers, telling him, focus on conditioning. You already have size. You've had that size for years, the same size. Focus on conditioning and you'll win. And guess what? The first time he's come in conditioned, and guess what? He won. And everybody's talking about. They say, yeah, he's a big, tall guy, but the number one thing they keep saying, he's so conditioned. And that's the reason why he beat out all these Olympiads he was way behind them in like fucking last place. And he came in first place against these guys that came in like second and third at the Olympia, and Wesley Vissers comes in first at the Classic. Well, there you go. Conditioning is of course it's easier to condition your body in a gym. Building muscles is extremely difficult, but conditioning yourself is easy, and you'll look much better if you condition yourself. This world is a physical world. People are looking at you, and trust me, I've seen people that were so conditioned, I was enthralled. When I saw their conditioning, it's always in the back of my mind. It's not really the size of muscle the people are carrying that you're looking at. It's really the conditioning. You're like, how do they get like that, man? They just look so shiny. They look so good when they're conditioned, man. Jesus. People are so much more attractive. They're so much more attractive when they're conditioned. Right now, I'm just starting to condition myself, so I'm getting better. So I'm slightly looking better, but with time, probably look even better. Yes, conditioning, it's one thing you need to focus on if the muscle part, yeah, but conditioning, man, I tell you, is the best.
Things become harder. So the things that we have to think about for these guys, number one is time management. They don't have a lot of time to spend in the gym. They don't have a lot of time to do a bunch of cardio. Unless they've got like a desk bike.
And you need cardio, why? Why do you need this cardio? So you can speed up your heartbeat, so you could, shorten your lifespan? Now here's the thing. People they confuse cardio with endurance. Endurance means that you can endure something. You can endure the pain of something, which your body doesn't like. It's stress. So it's gonna accelerate aging. And then there's cardio. Right? The heart pumping, beating forever. You run there on the treadmill forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's partly you are enduring, but you're also you also have cardio. But which one will fail first? Which one do you think's going to fail first? The endurance part or the cardio, your heart from panting? If you're running on a fucking, what do you call it? Treadmill. See what I mean? Sangashvili in an arm wrestling event, his cardio conked out on him. It wasn't that he couldn't endure trying to pull the guy's arm down. It was because he was out with a mask, an air mask. He was breathing fucking oxygen. Because cardio, he's carrying all this excessive sarcoplasmic weight. His body's filled with all this fluid. The pressure on the heart and everything. He's panting, breathing heavy because he has poor cardio. A big dude like that doesn't do cardio. He doesn't do any cardio. See what I mean?
Or a desk walker or something to where they're able to do that. Or they, of course, if they have a somewhat physically demanding job, we can work with that. They don't have time for a ton of cardio. They don't have time for crazy workouts. A lot of my dad bod guys.
Jason, why do they need cardio? Why do they need these workouts? Why do they need all these things? Do you even know exactly? Man, he doesn't really know how to transform bodies. You could just go online. You can see a lot of people, their bodies transform very quickly when they're on carnivore diet. Why? Because on a carbohydrate, weird plant, weird diet, whatever they're eating there, had diminished their figure. That's what it does. It diminishes your figure. When you go back to a natural carnivore diet, it changes. It goes back to normal. Yeah, it's all that sugar and toxic shit that destroys your body, your figure. So did they need the gym? Hell no. They just went on a diet of carnivore.
What do you think happens if they're training? A lot of them can train only 3 days a week. Some can train 4. I mean, I would love it if everyone could train 4. 4 is like the optimum.
I'm pretty much training almost every day, and then I just take some days off in between. One day here, one day there. It depends on if I'm feeling kind of like a bit something, I don't know, worn out.
A lot of them can only train 3. A lot of them have to be out of the gym in less than an hour. I have some of them who are like, because of my, again, I've got to shower, I've got to do this stuff, I've got to do this around work. I need my weight room.
Less than an hour. You're not going to get a lot of work put in your body less than an hour. So what do you have to do? Come back more days. That's the difference. I mean, I'm putting in a lot of work. Holy shit. Because the window of success is short. That's why I'm putting in a lot of work in the beginning, quick as much as possible. Yeah.
Time, including warm-ups, to be 45 minutes. Some of them are doing it 3 days a week. These are guys who want to look pretty jacked. These are guys who want to gain muscle, they want to lose fat, they want a nice big bench, they want to be strong. Okay?
Everybody is going to get strong in the gym. Now, how much stronger will you get at lifting something? How much heavier will you lift? I don't know. Does it really matter? I don't know. I don't understand people obsession with, I have to lift so heavy. Why are you focused on people on steroids? You as a natural person cannot lift as much as a person on steroids. They take a molecule, it binds, and then they can lift super heavy. Look at the Trent twins. They're all benching like 500. They could probably push it even further, but they're not. But I'm just saying, look how easy it is for them to bench 500. If you've ever been under a barbell of 500 pounds, believe me, that pressure coming down on your chest and your shoulders and your arms, 500 pounds. Bro, it's incredible. The pressure, it's astronomical. You people have no clue.
They have to have some flexibility in their diet. So, what do we do with these guys? What do we do? First thing, the training. We don't have time to do a bunch of goof off stuff. Honestly, what I do for most of them is going to sound kind of funny. We just come in and I program. For these guys, I tend to program their exact numbers.
No, you want to know what I would do? I would make them do extremely high repetitions. I'd stick to about a 5-set, very high repetition, maybe 20, 30, even 40 reps if they can manage. Sometimes 60. Depends on what you're doing. But yeah, and circulate the person from different different movements, different exercises, not the same one all the time. Different variations in it. They don't have to be specific, crazy variations. The same thing, but just a different variation. That's about it. And like I said, high rep, and yeah, about 5 sets, high repetition.
Sets, reps, all weight, big exercises. We focus on the big lifts. What do we mean big lifts? Squat, bench, deadlift.
Again, he's like, let's focus on the big lifts. No, man, you need to focus on everything. I was talking about.
Maybe some incline benching for some of them. Rows, pull-ups, chin-ups, those sort of things. This is what we work with for them.
Why? I know people that would manage in a park with just simple stuff, pull-ups and these rings and some metal bars and whatever. There's a little thing there. They can manage just doing body weight stuff. You know that? Seriously. It's just high rep and low sets, or not super low sets, but five by high repetition.
All right. That's what we work with. I program those tightly, usually with very low volumes. We push progression, but because these are oftentimes older men who are busy, oftentimes they're over 40, their recovery's a little lower. They don't bounce back from hard training.
Your recovery's lower? I don't really know about that. Let's just put it this way. After 40, the stem cells, they're aged. They don't work properly. It's like, I think it's due to more cellular damage. Who knows? But they're aged. If you have a real massive injury, you most likely will never recover from that massive injury. So I'd be careful and not injure yourself as an older person. Look, I injured my right ankle, and I'm telling you, it's in perpetual fibrosis. It has never healed. It feels like the first day I injured it. I just have memories every time I think about it. I wake up in the morning, I walk around during the day. There's just shit going on there. The nerves are dead. The nerves are dead in my foot, my ankle. And it's it's fibrotic. It's in what they call perpetual healing. It's never healing. It's healing but never healing.
Your high volumes like a 22-year-old does. They don't. We have to moderate the volume, have to moderate fatigue management, and I got to get them out of the gym fast. So that means tight programming on the big lifts, and then usually we do arm work of some type. Usually, because again, think about the dad bod thing.
He's such a poor coach, man. The first thing you need to focus on, and I'm going to tell everybody on this channel, the first thing you need to focus on, whatever lift you're doing, I don't know, powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever the hell you're doing there, food is the number one thing you need to focus on. And that is the one thing people least amount focus on is food. You need to prioritize and get your diet in order. I don't know how much money you have to eat, but if you can't afford to eat, you can't build a body. It's really simple. No food, no body. Get it? You could go to the gym forever lifting there. You could lose weight there, get skinny, do a bunch of weird things. But without food, you can never really transform your body.
What are most dads looking at? They want to look good in that t-shirt. They want to look good.
Whatever. You are what you eat, Jason. They want to look good in the t-shirt, not extra small one like you're wearing there from Old Navy.
Barbecue grill. And if they're not shirtless, right, we better see some bicep. Better see some tricep. They need to be hugging those sleeves. A little bit of bicep vein. So we need them strong. So we've got to build everything quick with the big lifts. We tend to
see how Jason changed his stance on bodybuilding? He's all about the looks now. She's changed because he's looking around. He knows it's a physical world. It's about the look. It's not just about being strong lifting weights. It's about the look. It comes with it together. What good is looking skinny if you could lift a heavy weight? You're going to be a skinny, strong guy. Nobody respects a skinny, strong guy. They only respect a big, strong guy in this world. I think people are so delusional, they need to wake up.
Train those, fairly heavy. Then we come in and get some pump work in for the arms usually. If they need calves, we do some calf work. I tend to do some hamstring or lower back work because, again, many of them have desk jobs. So, I look at that sort of thing and say, what do we need for the posterior chain? What do we need to get those hamstrings strong? What do we need to keep your lower back strong so that we avoid knee problems, we avoid low back problems, those things. That's how I train them. And we have to be real efficient with that training, both in terms of time management and fatigue management. Because again, their schedules, their careers, their kids. Got to make it work. Diet. A lot of these guys have to be flexible on the diets, especially the dad bod. He's already used to carrying a little bit of extra pooch. He's going to have to do stuff with the kids. A lot of times they're doing barbecues or whatever they need to do.
Dad's carrying an extra pooch, bro. You got to get rid of that pooch.
These are the guys who we just say, look, just force a bunch of protein down, squeeze in these extra vegetables. I usually have them eat a lot of protein.
No vegetables, none of these things. No carbs, man, no sugar. Just carnivore diet.
Try to keep vegetables high. These are the same sort of guys who intermittent fasting isn't a bad idea.
Do not eat vegetables. You will absorb the plant's DNAs. The DNA in that plant will be absorbed in your body. Everything you're eating absorbs. It becomes part of your DNA. And your DNA then, what happens? It becomes corrupted. Yeah, you corrupt it. And that's why you run into problems with ailments, sicknesses, cancer, disease, this, that. You have all kinds of problems, oxalate, crystals building up in your joints. You're misconstruing all this stuff, these oxalates, to being, oh, I have tendonitis, I have, arthritis, this and that. It's really oxalate.
Gives them some flexibility. Again, people with busy lives, tight schedules.
It's funny, what is the point of working out in a gym, right? You think in your mind, you're like, well, I'm trying to get healthy, but I want to look good at the same time. You want to be healthy. Well, if you want to be healthy, it's based on food, not gyms. Gyms don't make you healthy. You can't get healthier on a shitty diet going to a gym lifting weights. That's just stupid. There's a lot of stupid people out there that believe that, but okay. Yeah, I got to go to the gym. I'm going to lift weights, so I'm going to get healthier. Yeah, you're not going to get healthy working out of the gym if you're an unhealthy person already eating unhealthy food.
Okay? Who need some flexibility in their diet. A little bit of fasting and keeping the protein higher than we would need for muscle growth, purely for the metabolic benefits, tends to work well. Because let's say that
the metabolic benefits of keeping protein high, and then you have to eat these plants. Why? Why do you need these vegetables and these things, Jason? Why do you need them? What is the purpose of them? What will they do for you? Ask yourself that question. He already jumps into like, yeah, we need the protein, yeah, the metabolic effect and all that. What type of protein? Animal protein, of course.
they end up doing something and they've got to do a dinner with the kids or the wife, or they've got to go do this thing or an event or a barbecue or work function, all this stuff, they're going to be eating this stuff. If they fast in the morning and they had nothing but a bunch of lean protein and vegetables, and they get a bunch of protein, like 150 grams of protein in the day before that, some vegetables, they can walk into that event and do whatever they need to eat. And it will work, right? That's the sort of stuff that we look at for these type of transformations. Okay, that's what we're looking at. They're not necessarily trying to look like a bodybuilder, but they want a flat stomach. Ideally, they'd like to see some ab. They want to look thick. They need to look wider from across. They want to be strong enough to pick up the kids. They don't want the low back giving out, so we've got to be good at the squats, deadlifts. We need strong hamstrings, and they need arms, right? I mean, and
they need arms. Like I said, one thing you want are big arms, because nice arms, because that's the one thing that everybody sees, arms. You're wearing a shirt. What are they going to see in a t-shirt? Arms. See what I mean? And even if you're in a tank top, and even if you are without your shirt on, the one thing that's going to stand out is your arms, definitely. And if you're wearing shorts, most people do wear shorts in the summertime. What's the number one thing that you can see? You can't really see their legs too much, their thighs. What are you going to see? Calves. You're going to see their calves and arms. They're going to stand out. The two things you definitely want is arms and calves. Yes.
that's as simple as it sounds. That's a lot of what.
The funny thing, people always ask me, even my friend Michael in the gym, he goes, and then tell us how you get big calves. All the time they tell me big calves, or how do you get big arms? That's the number one thing they always ask me. How do you get big calves? How do you get big arms? Just do them in the gym, man. Just do them. That's all. Do a lot of everything.
I do with them, and it works very well. And it sounds simple, but there definitely is some fatigue management and programming that has to happen on the lifting end if we really want to make it all work. But that's the basic idea. That's the basic temp.
Running tends to help create calves too. I think people don't understand that sports has a damaging effect, and that you can build muscle too through. See, I think people think that I gotta go to the gym to build muscle. You're not building muscle in the gym. You're damaging muscle. It's based on adaptation process. So running causes the same thing. It's the food that causes the rebuilding, right? Getting you bigger, hypertrophy. So yeah, you can damage it running. I used to sprint a lot. I ran marathons. I ran a lot. So that was a lot of pulling on my calves. I remember there was a lot of stretching on the calf, and it was really hurting the next day or whatever all the time. And then that's another reason why I have good calves, because of running. Running did that. Yeah.
And concept that I work off of when tailoring this for that particular demographic, right? And that's a demographic I'm trying to work with more and more. This is a demographic I'm trying to reach out to more. So this kind of gives people some ideas. And I think for some of those guys who maybe they're not ready to hire a coach and they at least want to start in that direction, I feel like this video could give them some ideas to get started. Okay, and then they can come to me if they need to fine tune it later, right? But that pretty much summarizes.
Okay, Jason, we'll go to you right away.
There's a lot of it. There's other details and things I could probably do later videos on, but I felt like I would at least discuss how I go about doing some of those transformations, or at least the different facets of it. All right, guys.
And how do you do it? Just talking about it, man. This is like watching somebody, like a crazy person in the crazy house, talking to themselves like, I got clients. They're coming. They're on the way. I'm waiting for them. Oh, you are? Are you? Have you taken your pills yet? No, I haven't. But I'm waiting for the clients. They'll be here soon. Oh, okay. Oh my God, man, this is funny. I'll see you in the next one. Don't think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. It helps with the algorithm, bro. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Jason Blaha, more delusional than the last time. The dad bod transformations, how I coach the demographic. Yeah, he's coaching. He's coaching everybody. Coach is funny.